Okay, folks, Babbage and Eater, we're back in Long Dark, hanging out in Forsaken Airfield. We've got, let's see what we got here. Limmer fog outside, and it is really foggy. Three hours. Oh, that's too much. 1 hour, too long. It's late. What do we got here? For those of you new to this, we're doing a challenge right now where everything is randomized. Shoes are repaired. Okay, we can break these ones down. The wool shirt is actually better than the thin wool sweater. Interesting. In terms of water resistance. Well, they're basically the same. That's all going to make a difference on the outside. I don't know. We'll see. This is still not great, right? Okay, let's see what we had to eat here. Could have made more potatoes. Whoa! Welcome in, Raiders. Shout out to Tina.
That was perfect. I don't think it's 2 feet's kind of thing. No. No, not 2 feet. Your feet. But you're probably right. It's probably not her thing. Oh my goodness gracious. You have 21 digits. Wait. So you could lay the chickens out like a piano.
I have no idea where that's going. Okay. Yeah, that was totally random. Let's see who else is in here. Long Mile?
Boom. What? It gave me 2? It glitched. Look at that. Wow.
That is wild. Getting to... Okay, so a bit about myself. I'm a writer. I'm also a translator and editor, writing coach, former computer games programmer, and currently pursuing a master's in library and information science at UBC. Yeah, so that's what I am. Lots of different hats. And a longtime D&D fan, player and DM. But we are doing a really weird challenge. How weird? So basically what I did was over the weekend, I think a Sunday morning, I sat down and wrote a generator to produce completely randomized settings for a custom run. So like you just click the thing and you get a whole set of settings, and then you set up your custom run based on those settings, and then you go. And it is so weird and so messed up. And so we're on an adventure. So we if you can find the code that we ended up, well, we generated the settings, we punched in everything, and then I took the code and I put it into the challenge so that you can see what the current run is, because there's a lot of settings. So yeah, so I know the settings because I have to enter them in, and I don't remember all of them off the top of my head, but I do know it's like very high resource setting, but blizzards are also very high. Weather and wind is pretty variable. Everything is, let's see, lots of bears, lots of wolves, but all the wildlife is passive. Um, what else was there that's weird? Harvestable plants is at low, so there's next to no like plants to harvest, and stick and stone respawn is also low, which means that like just gathering firewood is a challenge. Our frostbite is non-existent, weirdly, and we have a very slow process of taking damage from the cold. But fatigue and a lot of our other conditions have high or very high like condition loss. So it's a really weird mix of like Nagoa and Pilgrim. So yeah, so that's what we got on this one. So it's, and I accidentally spawned in Forsaken Airfield. I meant to click on the other one, and I ended up randomly showing up here. So yeah, we got Forsaken Airfield. Oh, and we spawn. What was it? Oh, in heavy snow. Was it dusk? I can't remember what it was. But yeah, it was a hot mess getting around, but we made it work. So we're on day 5 right now, almost day 6. But oh yeah, and I can even show you what it looks like in terms of the so we'll pop this open here so you can see it. I want this to be out there, and we should be able to. This should work, right? It's going to be picky, isn't it? Okay. Oh, I see what the problem is. I clicked on the wrong one. I want this one. Okay, so you can kind of see it here. So, and all I do is I hit the generate button at the top, and there we go. That's the new challenge. Now, the thing that I did discover is that it is really difficult to figure out the hash, like how the game creates the code for each of the combinations of settings. So that is a more complicated hash. I talked to Big Fish about it. He says he's going to take a look at the code. He can kind of reverse engineer it to get into code, and he'll see if he can track down whatever system they are using to create that hash code, so that perhaps we can reverse engineer that, and then my custom settings generator can also produce the code as well for simplicity. But it'd be nice to be able to just copy and paste it in. But yeah, so anyways, that's where we're at. But we're now like on day 5 or 6 now, trying to get out of Forsaken Airfield. That's the plan. But the thing I'm really loving about this is that it's created these unexpected challenges and changes in my normal strategy, right? Like, if I realize it's actually... Oh, and my starting gear was high, so I actually started with matches and a bedroll, which was great. That did make this start much easier. But yeah, it does change things. You know, like, I'm not taking very much cold damage, but I do really need to stay fed, and I need to do more to, you know, like, I'm finding staying well fed is actually an advantage because the base level resources are so high. I will just drown in food if I don't eat it all. I'm having some pilgrim level issues, right? Okay, we cured our parasites. So we got lots of matches. We're happy with that. Can eat another piece of wolf meat. Because the wildlife is all passive, we can walk around with guts and meat and not have to worry about being jumped by wolves. But everything has a super, like their sense is really far. So like everything runs away, really runs away. We have bow and arrows already. Got lucky with one of the first places we visited on this run. Okay, we are... Let's see. Want to get out of here. Oh, and our recovery time from hypothermia is super, super long. So even though we take next to no damage, or like we're resistant to cold, we're very resistant to cold. Once we get hypothermia, it is miserable. So we don't want to get hypothermia. But it's really slow. But yeah, so this is kind of a wild way to play with the game. I'm taking advantage of one of the first clear days we've had in a while. It's been a couple days straight of like miserable blizzards. I'm not certain. I really don't know how well hunting's gonna work. This is reminding me of some of the challenges of the what was that tournament, All Your Bases tournament, where we basically had a challenge set in Pilgrim. So all the wildlife ran away, and we had to kill a whole bunch of stuff, and it was not easy. Not easy to hunt. Oh, and there are no guns in this one. Like, I rolled it up and there was no revolver or rifle, so it is just bow and arrow for hunting. So how's everyone doing? Hopefully everyone's doing well tonight. And you guys are welcome to try out this the random
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
settings generator to see what you get, and if you want to do a run, I'd love to hear how it goes. Yeah, welcome in, Remy. I'm looking forward to getting out of this region. I know we could have looted a lot more of it, but we looted a fair bit. And then we decided it was time to cut our losses and get out. Okay, do what you need to do to get ready for bed. I'm going to be up for a while yet. Is that a cave up there? I think that's a cave. Yeah, it's a cave. Can't remember I've checked this out before. Not on this run, at least. Where does this thing go? Stony Passage. Okay, I've visited here before. Not on this run, though.
What have we here?
Yeah, we'll skip that. I'm gonna have to make some new torches soon. Just for future reference, I want to know where this goes. Ah, okay. I think we actually spawned close to this spot. And we didn't realize there was a cave behind us because of all the snow blocking our view. That's funny. We were so close to an exit. And we went this totally other way around to get to... Yeah, that's funny.
Come on, little fire.
Okay,
This
off we
pack
go.
is getting kind of heavy.
Oh, glimmer fog is out. Great. Hey, let's loot the area.
Hope nobody needs this anymore. Well, this stuff will come in handy. I'll take it.
Nah. Don't need a rifle casing. There's no rifle. We already got quality tools. We don't need that. Take another book. Until we bump up our fire starting to the next level. We'll just keep using whatever we can. Oh, joy. We have a hunting knife now. If I'd only known, I wouldn't have made the improvised knife. Well, it's not going to make a difference whether we're inside or outside, so... Go outside. Look for whatever we can. All the acorns taken already. Should have a deer out here somewhere. Let's look for that deer carcass. There we go. Well, of course, it's too gusty. Oops. Okay. Last but not least, we need to hide. The other feathers? Nope. Nope, it's going to be too bouncy. Come on back, buddy. Just keeps going and going and going. Okay, he's coming back. And done.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
We got our prize. One free bunny. Okay, so what else can we drop here? These guys.
Man, I am too tired to think straight.
It's going to be a pain.
Come on, little fire. Come on.
Okay, we do need water. But we don't have a fry pan, do we? I think we even have, yeah, we do have tablets. Yeah, we might as well build one. I mean, we've got so much oil and we don't have any lanterns so far. We can build a couple high quality ones. Okay, still 27 hours to go. Nineteen hours to go. Okay, off we go. Perfect. Yep, this particular challenge has a lot of, an awful lot of wind. Let's see here. Another one. This guy's mixing it up.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Yay! We're working on getting ourselves some rabbit mitts. Better than the crappy mitts we have right now. I'm gonna be glad to be gone from here. That's the Vista spot, I think, but we don't have any charcoal, so we're not gonna come back. Still no pry bar. We searched the entire hangar. We got no pry bar.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Oh, we got a cave up here. I'm gonna go check it out. Oh, there's a lantern.
This'll come in handy.
Probably not. That's what I thought. I thought it was going to turn into a blizzard. secured.
Come on, little fire.
Cooking too. Oh, let's see. What else we got here? We could cook our potatoes. Give us something to do for a few hours.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Ooh. 13 minutes, 57 minutes. Okay. Okay. Off we go again. But I think we'll keep this run going until day 50 or until we die. And then we start over again with completely a whole new random challenge. See what we get on that one. Ooh. Did anyone check out the new announcement, the update about update number 5 with the Cougar? And an interesting new thing, which is the option to cheat death when you die. Which I guess is mainly there for those people that get upset when they lose their run. And haven't become jaded players of the game where we're just used to our Astrid and Will biting it at some point and then move on, pick up. We just came from that direction. Don't know if we can get up here. Sort of, maybe? Oh, we kind of can. What do we find up here? Anything? Nope. Ah! That sucked. Ah! Wasting our arrow here. Taking a beating. Well, our perfect streak is gone. Ah, so many misses. Oh, it's so sad. Ah, curse you, rabbit. There we go.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Yay, we got out. Okay, we made it out. We're in transfer pass. Look, it's even worse here. Now, it's not like the super cold, but weather will get, the temperatures will get worse over time. It gets colder over time in this run, so.
This'll come in handy.
Okay, let's keep moving. Moving.
Can you eat trees? Because I'm gonna.
Okay, we got water here. What? Matches. Wool mitts. Okay, that's a step up.
I think I can use this. Well, this stuff will come in handy.
What does the random dark mean? Well, here we'll give you a quick glimpse of it. It's the challenge is based on the fact that I wrote a little JavaScript generator to create completely randomized settings for a custom run. So you can click on the link; it'll take you to the generator. It just goes through and populates the entire customs list. To get some really weird setups. Anyways, we did that. We ended up with a really strange setup, and we put it in. The code ends up being this. If you want to look up what the actual settings for this run are, you can just create a custom run, paste that code in, and you'll see what it is. It feels somewhere between Pilgrim and Nagoa. That is to say, the baseline resources is very high, and our starting gear is high. So we have a lot of stuff that we can find, but then most containers are actually empty. The blizzards are nearly constant. There's a lot of blizzards. Wind and weather variability is pretty high. World gets colder over time. There are no revolvers, no rifles. Let's see, what else is there? Wildlife is passive, which means that, but their detection range is high. So it means hunting them is difficult because they spook extremely easily. But it does mean we can haul around lots of guts and meat with us and not have to worry about being hunted by bears and wolves. So it's a trade-off. And then fatigue is high. I think calorie burn is high. Yeah, so a lot of the settings are closer to being a difficulty, like a higher difficulty setting, but some of the other settings are fairly low. And then we actually have 0 chance of frostbite, and our condition loss from cold is actually, our cold resistance is let's see, our rate of cold loss or condition loss due to cold is actually low. So we can walk around for a long time, very, very slowly taking damage. But as soon as we get hypothermia, our hypothermia recovery rate is super slow. So we don't want to get hypothermia. Yeah, it's totally weird. It's ended up being a really interesting challenge. This is the second stream doing this. So the first stream we started off in Forsaken Airfield, and that was wild. In a blizzard, or actually it was heavy snow that quickly became a blizzard. Okay, so let's see. Yeah. So we're in Transfer Pass right now. We finally got out of Forsaken Airfield, and we're now in Transfer Pass. What do we need at this point? We probably need to make some more teas. Okay, we got plenty of torches. Okay, we're gonna leave some stuff, drop a few things for now that we don't need. We don't need to threaten anything anymore. We've got a lot of these guys to break down. Let's see here. It sounds like it went over to Blizzard. Probably 14. 45 minutes. Let's see if there's anything else we want here. So yeah, it's always so windy. We almost never are able to keep a torch going. But we are not hurting for Manchas, so if the fire goes out, the fire goes out. Oh, that's what I thought. I thought there might be coal over here. Oh, I see something out there. Rabbit. Get some cattails here too. Yeah, some other weird things about this run. The harvestable plants are low, so there's just not a lot of plants around. And then, come on, guys. Oh, missed him. Ah, right over him. Dodged. We're gonna have to
I'm
find a
not gonna be able
workbench
to carry
soon.
this load for much longer.
That reminds me, we really haven't seen any saplings since we found the hacksaw, so that's disappointing. Need to find more birch. Okay. Time to hop right in. Down the coal chute we go. Blah, 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 blah. Coal chute time. Oh, interesting. It's even better. No, they're 85% wet. Oh, where are these ones then? Cracker box 2. Oh, I take a tumble all the way down. Let's also search this tower, and then... Yeah, we haven't searched the rest of the cars, have we? No, we did. We didn't research that one. Okay, time to head inside, cook up the next 2 rabbits. Then we're gonna probably pick up cattails and get our way out of here at some point. Actually, before we do that, we should take care of these rabbits. Okay, let's drop everything we don't need.
Come on, little fire. Come on. Oh, yeah. That's a good one. I can barely walk with this much gear.
Okay, let's see what else we can do here. Acorns. Okay, great. 3 arrows left. No, I don't have a whetstone. Okay. Well, that changes stuff. Okay, I think it's good time to head out of here. Let's grab our stuff.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Don't need anything else here. I don't know if we need that many flares. Number 45. Don't need 2 cans. Team. Saplings. There we go. There's your saplings. Okay, one more birch sapling, but we'll take I'll take the maple because we need to build another bow soon. We should really make some fire arrows. Can't believe I threw away the rock. I can't stone him. Where's the last one? I think he just skedaddled. Hey, thanks for the follow, Camille. We are enjoying this little adventure here. Step into the chaos of having a completely randomized run. Yeah, I don't swear. I don't swear. Yeah, I don't. I think the auto mod probably flags stuff that comes through too. We're probably going to keep going for about another 15 minutes or so, and then we'll go raid someone else, and I'll let you know if it's someone who, yeah, just like, let you know if there's any language issues with the one we're going to. Although lately we've had just not a lot of, like I finish up and there's like next to no one left. Which is strange, because usually there's like some New Zealand, Australian, or UK streamers up during that time, but... Oh, more saplings. We got 3 arrows left. Do we want to keep killing? Or do we want to focus on getting out? I think our bows and we want to keep our bow in better condition. We have enough food. We're not going to worry about it. Just get the saplings. More maple. Where's our birch? Where's the birch at? Yeah, I think it's because of time zones and daylight savings in North America throwing off everything else, right? Oh. Okay, what do we got in here? Oh, another bedroll. Look at that.
I'll
What
take it.
conditions this one? 86. We have... Ours is already at 98. We're fine. Oh, but we are super heavy. It would have been nice to make a travois. This place is barely warm. See what the weather looks like in a bit. Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be not fun. Should we stay here and just harvest stuff? Maybe that's a smarter move. Because we still have, you know, 3 ptarmigans. Hey Aaron, how's it going? We're just sitting here harvesting up ptarmigans in our crazy challenge that we're doing, where we use a random generator to randomly select all the settings and then run it. So that's the code that the settings that I got, I punched them in, and that's what I got eventually for the code. But yeah. So this is kind of a weird thing where, like, some stuff feels like Pilgrim. Like, wildlife is passive, the starting gear and the baseline resources are both high. So it's like you're in Pilgrim. But there's no revolver, no rifle. The world gets colder over time, rather severely. Blizzards are medium to high. Once I generate them, I'll show you what it looks like. The do we still have one open right now? Okay, so we'll show you what it looks like here in a second. So when I run it, you know, it produces all the settings. And if you want to, you can click on the website and you can see the same thing. But, you know, it generates all the settings. And so you'll see all the settings that you need to put into the custom run. But the figuring out the hash to produce the hash function to figure out what the code is that it produces at the end, I didn't have access to the code to figure that out. But Big Fish says he might be able to track it down for me. So we may yet be able to figure out a way to shortcut so you just get the code as opposed to all the settings. So yeah, you punch in all the settings and then it'll tell you what the code is. But yeah, so so this run has no birch bark. And yeah, so that's kind of rough. No birch bark tea, and what else is there? Blizzards are fairly high. Auroras are low, I think. Wind is fairly high. Weather variability is like, I think, medium or high. The detection range is high, is far. And so the wildlife is passive, and that combination means that we pretty much have to target things at quite some distance. You know, unless we're able to sneak completely up to them. So it's really tricky to hunt. But yeah, it's kind of a strange run right now, and I would not say this is super easy. There's definitely aspects of this that are easier, but there are also things that are really frustratingly hard. The fact that I have to waste so much time waiting for the weather to get better is frustrating. It's like if we get hit with, it starts off in heavy fog at dusk, or heavy snow at dusk, and which quickly turns into a blizzard. Let's see here. But yeah, on the other hand, we can walk around with all this, all these guts and hides and meat, and no one attacks us, which is kind of fun. Just trying to use some of my resources here while I have them. Wonder if we should go ahead and do this. Might as well. Yeah, go ahead, give it a try. Let me know what you think. Leads to some very strange but fun runs. My recommendation is that you definitely you want to write down the code, and you may want to screenshot or print out the settings that you had, because you can't actually access those settings again unless you use the code to do another custom run. So otherwise you'll quickly, unless you want to have like what's happening with me, which is I'm relying entirely on memory. 17, 15, 14. We can do that. Harvest. They'll be completely different. Like if you run the generator, you'll get a completely different set of settings. If you use the code, you'll get the same as me. Uh-oh. We need more firewood. Or, I guess, a coal. Okay. There's still a ways to go. Hour. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't produce the code. You only will get the code after you go to the Long Dark, create a custom run, change all the settings over to the ones that are listed, and then in the Long Dark you'll be able to like share code, which will let you see what the code is. But yeah, I was saying that at the moment. I don't have a means of generating the code based on the settings. It's a much more, I thought it would be simpler, but it turned out to be a much more complicated process by which they produce those codes. So, but yeah, I think this is going to be fun. I think people are going to enjoy. Oh, look at this. There's another one. There's a few that are biased. And there are a couple there are some that are actually fixed because I really don't see any point in making them random. So let me pull that up again. Let's see here. Okay, so the ones that don't change, Survivor Monologue is always set to yes. That's just a preference. If you wanted it to know, it doesn't affect gameplay at all, other than people sometimes are tired of listening to Will. But okay, what else? Let's see. Fire overcomes ambient air temperature, and I set that one to yes by default. No, actually, no. Actually, that one is that one random? Let me think about that. Let me look at the code here in a second. Okay, fire overcomes air temperature. That is random. This one's random. Endless night. I think there's only a 10% chance that you get endless night. I didn't want to make it completely. Yeah, it's a 1 in 10 chance that you'll get endless night. So it's generally speaking, you don't get endless night, but you could. What else is by default I have made cabin fever, intestinal parasites, dysentery, sprains, food poisoning, broken ribs, rest as a resource. All of these are set to yes. Because I feel like if you're doing this particular random challenge, you're going to just have to pay some price, and that is that you can't escape all the standard ailments that happen in the game. So you're welcome to change that if you want to, but yeah, there's no randomness with those. Those are set. Scurvy is random. Fires preventing freezing and wake up player before freezing near a fire. Those are by default set to no. I don't have those random. Let's see. Yeah, I think those are the only ones that are fixed or have some. Oh, length of day multiplier. I didn't change that. That's always at 1. If you want to play with that, you're welcome to play with that. But it really just makes like you spend more real-time hours to go through an actual day. I really didn't see a point in changing that. So. Birch bark is random, yes. And as is the case with this particular run, we are no birch bark tea, which is pretty brutal. But we have a lot of other advantages. And we do have stems, so it's not the end of the world. I am curious about... Yeah, we can make the insulation when we feel like it. Okay, so... Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I think if you've been feeling a little bored or a little bit underwhelmed by sort of vanilla difficulty settings, this definitely gives you a whole different way to experience the game. Yeah. I hope so. I hope it gets a lot of use. I put it out there and even gave it its own link so it's easy to find. Oh, is it, we're at the point where we can actually do this thing. Huzzah! We're now at 16. Look at us go. Let's go, Astrid. Go, Astrid. All I have is one stick left? Okay. Wow.
Perfect.
We don't want coffee now. So much stuff now. That's a extra bedroll. We don't need it. I guess we lighten our load a fair bit. We're actually moving decently now. We found all these maples, and do we want to? Nah, leave the bunnies alone. Got plenty of food right now. Okay, what are you doing, buddy? No, should have dropped it the other way. Oh. Yeah, you can. You can definitely share. Yeah. It's meant for other people to use. I built it because I figured other people would probably want to try it out. See how it plays. I would love to hear feedback too from people if they like it. If they want to see more random generators. I like writing generators, mostly for RPG stuff, but TLD as well. Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen, right? We're going to get to our next stop and then wrap up for the night. Oh, look at all these sticks. We have a low chance of finding sticks, and here they are. They're all over the place.
Load for much longer.
Actually, I guess it's low respawn, so they're showing up here. Maybe a long time before we see sticks pop back into the region then.
Nobody needs this anymore.
Oops. Mouse pad sliding off of my desk. Making our way, making our way. It's so much stuff. Ooh. Getting close. Usually there's a wolf in here, but don't know where the wolf is right now. Comes the wind. Shall we take out the rabbits? We're not pausing at all. There we are. Oop. Too slow. Not close enough. Ah, don't go to the rocks. That's not gonna be good. There we go. Okay, with the wind like this, I am inclined to head into the cave. It's all slow going right now. Do we need another flare? No, there isn't one. No, actually, didn't need to do this. Oh well. Oh, you know what? We'll just go ahead and drop all this stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I figure he's probably still... He's been busy doing the wolf wrangling thing.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Okay, what do we need to drop here? Probably don't need these. Okay, the wind's died down. Perfect time to make it over to the cave. I think we'll wrap up there.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Yeah, it is, and sort of the strange synergies that come out of it. Like, you think, oh, isolated, these settings aren't too bad, but when taken together, they actually create this weird situation that's pretty challenging. Or it's like, this would be perfect, except for this one thing. And then you have to survive with that. There's our way out. And there's our wrap-up spot for the night. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Should we just go through the whole cave to the other side? Just so that we know where we are. So tomorrow night, no stream. I will be running a D&D game for my local group. So our Friday game has moved to Tuesdays, at least for the summer. That means I will probably be streaming on Friday nights, but not Tuesday nights. And Thursday night, I think I will also be busy running an online D&D game. So I think for this summer, it's just going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. Tuesday and Thursday not available. Oh, I hope we don't have a rock climb. We have a rock climb? A rope climb of some sort? Hope not. Okay, we don't. Like, I don't want to dump stuff. Oh, what do we have over here? Oh, a replacement knife. Perfect. Wow. I don't know. We'll take it with this.
That'll be useful.
Yeah, we don't need it. I guess it's just all an empty area, but no path out. No, it's been a long stream. I usually finish an hour earlier, but decided to keep going. Guess it's a good sign, right? That the challenge is entertaining enough for me to keep going. Anything we want in here? Just the way out. This is honestly a pretty good place to camp out. We could go hunt the deer and the wolves and the rabbits, and we can let our stuff cure here. So I'm inclined to say, let's just go ahead and let more stuff cure. Yeah, we'll take it with this wolf. Leave and re-enter. Okay, so let's see, where are we at this time? We are on day 10. Cooking's almost at 3, fire starting's almost at 2. Okay, and this is where we're saving. Okay, it's late. I might forego, well, I don't know, we'll still do it. We'll wrap up with one of our traditions here on this channel is to read a poem as we finish up. So the poem we're going to read is one of mine, randomly chosen, The Art of Memory, which comes from my first book of poetry, The Lost Country of Sight, published by Sun and Hinga Press in 2008. And let's see here. Hey Tormuse, we're just wrapping up. It's poem time. Then we're going to head out. I stayed up a whole extra hour, longer than I usually do. So we're reading a poem called The Art of Memory. Let's see if I can pull this up again. There it is. The Art of Memory. All memory is a matter of place, the ordered setting of the world and how we walk through it, our eyes trained to perceive meaning or congruence with lines from old plays, speeches we did not deliver, the names of beetles, the parts of a fish laid open by a blade. Even the guests crushed beneath the tiles of a fallen hall in ancient Greece can be recalled, table by table, their loud voices dimmed to a silence. Do not rely on columns or statues. The constellations will do, each darkened house rimmed with light, and the yawning curve of the earth and sea. Choose natural signs, the dead for the dead, a man holding a quill, a ram with blood-tipped horns, paper folded in squares, glowing in fire. Even my father, walking the rooms of the old house before it is sold, fixing in his mind the colors of the walls, the hallways and doors, the last traces of home before we break free. Okay, so this poem actually was inspired by a book I was reading at the time called The Art of Memory, and it was about the history of mnemonic systems of memorization, developed from classical period, from the Greeks all the way through to about 19th century. And this poem actually takes its specific inspiration from the account of the origin of memory systems, attributed to Simonides of Chios, who was a poet who attended a wedding banquet, a huge party. He was one of the guests, and there were probably 1,000 guests, I think it was, or at least a few hundred guests that were present at the party. And while he was there, a messenger arrived. He was informed that a messenger had arrived at the gates and requested to speak to him. So he left the banquet hall and went out into the courtyard to meet with the messenger. Well, shortly after he left the hall, the hall collapsed, killing everyone on the inside. And Simonides was the only survivor. The families were all distraught about the loss of their family members inside of this great hall that had collapsed. And they said, how will we ever know whose body is whose? And, how will we ever know who's who out of all this chaos and mess and all this destruction that's happened to all the bodies? And Simonides says, I can tell you who's who because I memorized everyone at the event based on where they sat at every table. And that's the birth of memorization systems, is that association with location within sort of an organized system. And most memory systems work on a similar premise, is that you have either a physical arrangement of things, or you have you imagine a particular familiar space to you, but you can associate parts of it with the parts of the speech or the parts of the things that you want to remember. And then you take sort of a mental journey through that area, and you can look at each of the things and say, oh yeah, the clock on the mantelpiece reminds me of, that's there to remind me of this particular thing in my talk that I was giving, in my speech that I was giving. Or it's like a series of statues down a hallway. You kind of associate things with them. So that's the birth of memory systems. And the poem eventually moves to kind of my imagining my father. He told me about his childhood home in Penticton, BC, which has since been, when we had passed through to visit, his hometown, which he hadn't been in for many, many years, we passed by that house, and he says, yeah, some other family owns it now, clearly. And but he could still remember sort of how the house looked when he was a child in that space. Just looking at the exterior allowed him to reimagine all the spaces within, and then all the memories associated with those spaces. So, anyways, that's the art of memory. So we're going to wrap up here. We made it to, let's do a few updates here. We made it to day 10. We found a second box of crackers. We killed 3 ptarmigan. I'm kind of curious. I'm going to look this up here. How many rabbits we ended up killing. Rabbits killed 8 so far. Okay, so we're at 8 rabbits. And no deer, wolves, bears, or moose yet. Okay, so that's where we're at. But yeah, it's been a pretty good run tonight. We are going to find someone to raid, so let's go do that. And hopefully Deadpool's still up. see, where are we at here? Deadpool. Okay. Okay, so let's get this ready. I'm gonna head to bed really fast because it's gonna be a raid run for me. I am super tired and a little bit sore from sitting so long, so I'm going to head on out here. But thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you for keeping me company, asking good questions, and entertaining this idea of this really weird challenge. So we're going to head out now. Take care. We'll see you on the other side of the raid.